Let's be real, life is messy. We all wrestle with loneliness, guilt, and shame.
Having a supportive community and the right resources can make all the difference.
That's why we started Healing Unscripted.
We're just three friends on a mission to bring hope and healing.
Whether you're struggling yourself or walking alongside someone who is,
We're diving deep into the hard stuff.
With insightful guests, real talk,
and a whole lot of heart. Join us on Healing Unscripted.
Hey, I'm Jen. Welcome back to Healing Unscripted. Be sure to like, share, follow, and subscribe.
Hi, I'm Liana.
And I'm Laura. Today, we would like to welcome Kevin. Kevin works with the Health Partnership, which is a great resource that we have here in the Yampa Valley. He's going to share a little bit about all those resources with us. But Kevin is the Judicial Program Manager. So he came to share that with us and how that program works, which we're excited to hear. So welcome, Kevin.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
So Kevin, tell us, what brought you to the Yampa Valley?
Yeah, I followed a girl here.
Ooh.
So I grew up in Philadelphia.
Okay.
I grew up with parents that were addicts. My stepdad was a drug dealer. And I just kind of grew up in that kind of family where using was pretty normalized and things like that. And wound up going to treatment in Florida where I met a girl.
Okay.
And she was from here. So I followed her here. And I got here in that end of 2016. So I've been here for like 9 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Did you ever think you'd end up in Colorado?
No. No, and that's kind of why I agreed to come. I was like, oh, I'd like to see Colorado, you know? I kind of knew I was rolling the dice with her, but I'd heard that Colorado was beautiful, you know, and I was willing to come see it and get stuck here if need be.
Had you been many places before that?
No, to be honest, I never thought I'd leave Philly, you know? When I went to Florida, that was like a big step for me. And then the opportunity to come to Colorado, I was just excited to kind of get out and see the world a little bit. You know?
And did the relationship work out?
Oh, no, it fell flat like
Dang.
within 3 months. Yeah.
Oh, man.
And I was like, man, what did I just agree to? So the funniest thing is like, I looked up Craig, Colorado in the Denver airport when I got here. I was like waiting for her. And I was like, oh, I wonder where Craig is. And then I was like, my heart sunk. I was like, this is the biggest mistake I've ever made.
Okay.
Like I could not find,
She wasn't
you know?
from Steamboat. She was from Craig.
She's
is
from
what you're
Craig,
saying.
yeah.
Okay.
And that's a big difference in photos when you look up Steamboat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yes.
I kept scrolling
Yes, it
to
is.
find a major city, you know? And I
Not
was
to
just
diss
like,
on Craig.
I think this is as far as you can get from a major city in the country, you know? And which
It
is
feels
all
like
I was
it
used
anyways.
to. Yeah, for sure. So it was culture shock for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like it was so I remember I was driving through Steamboat and then being like, oh, Steamboat's awesome. They were telling me all about it. And then we got through it in like 5 minutes. And it was like, where's Steamboat? And they were like, oh, that was it. And I was like, oh no, what have I done? So yeah. And then when we got to Craig, I was just like, this is the biggest mistake I've ever made. It was so dark and quiet and just
One
like,
street.
Yeah, one street. And I had never seen anything like that before. So, and so I went back to Philly to visit like 6 months later. And I remember initially my problem, I was like, it's so dark, it's so quiet, like it drove me kind of mad, you know? Because I'm used to just trains going by
Noise.
all the time, trolley, you know, all that kind of stuff. So, but then when I went back, I was like, God, it's so bright and it's so loud. Like I couldn't wait to get back here.
Yeah.
So many
And then-
people.
I know. And so I got used to it within that first year, probably 6 months. And yeah, I love it here. So I've been here for 9 years and
Yeah, that's great.
yeah.
So you stayed. Did she stay too? I'm
No,
just curious. I'm just
she
being
took off.
nosy.
She actually told me when she was like, I think you should go back to Philly. And I was like, I think you should go back to Philly.
Dang.
I'm never leaving. Yeah.
my turf.
I know. Yeah. So I don't know where she is, but she's not here
Okay.
anymore. Yeah.
Good. You won the town.
I won
Yeah.
the town. Yeah. I won the town and the divorce for sure.
Well, we're
Yeah.
glad you're here.
Yeah. Thanks.
And how long have you been with Health Partnership?
I've been with the Health Partnership for coming up on 4 years. Yeah.
Wonderful.
How did you get into that
Yeah.
role?
So right after I got clean, I got a job as a child welfare caseworker. I was working on my bachelor's degree in social work. So I got a job as a DHS caseworker, doing child welfare. I did that for about 3 years.
Here in town.
In Craig.
Okay.
Yeah. And then just kind of burn out from that. And they were right across the parking lot. And so I would see them on smoke breaks sometimes and talk with them. And I knew some people that worked there.
Mhm.
And so when I left DHS, I put in an application and wound up getting it, which was, so grateful for.
Always in
That's
this
great.
particular position with them?
So no, I started as a care coordinator, just basically like reaching out to people that have Medicaid,
Mm.
and offering them like support connecting to healthcare resources. So like, helping them find a doctor or, a
Mhm.
dentist or whatever. And then right when I started, they were in contract with the Routt County Jail to start offering care coordination in the jail. And since I was new and didn't have like much of a caseload, I was like, I'll do that, and wound up just loving it, So I was doing that one day a week. I'd go into the jail here in Steamboat on Thursdays and meet with people that were going to be transitioning out, help them come up with a plan. And I just was
That's
super
awesome.
passionate about it and was
Good
like, I'm going
job.
to figure out how to turn this into a full-time job. So I just started.
So you're the
Oh,
head
great.
of basically.
I created the program.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Congratulations.
I was just in the
Yeah.
jail last night.
Oh yeah.
I go in there. I have a team that goes in once a week too for jail ministry.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the best.
I like that you led with that. I was just in jail last night.
Yeah.
Well, you
Yes,
should
that's
see when
great.
I'm on a phone call and I'm like, hey, I gotta go. I gotta go into jail. Because it's just like so natural to me. They're like,
Yeah.
wait, what? I'm like, no,
Mhm.
it's a thing.
For
I'll
a
call
good
you
thing.
later. I'll call you in an
Yeah,
hour.
Yes, yes. They're not locking me up.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
and if you would have
Not
told me that I would
today.
enjoy going to jail,
Mm.
like,
I
I would have never
know.
thought in a
Mhm.
million years that
I
I would
know.
enjoy that. So yeah, it's awesome.
Okay, question. Had you ever been in jail?
Yeah, I've been to jail.
People ask me that all the time when
Yeah.
I'm in there. They're like, have you ever been in jail? I'm like,
Oh,
I've been arrested, but never actually made it to a cell. Like I always got bailed out really fast.
Ooh,
Well, for
Lucky.
dumb stuff. I was a kid here. It was boring. There was nothing to do. But
that's
Yeah, I've
okay.
been to just a little bit, I never went to prison or did a
Yeah.
lot of time in jail, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
dumb
it's
stuff.
great that you have the background
Yeah.
because it is important, I think,
Mhm.
to be able to really reach the people there
For sure.
if you have a clue of what they're going through and what it's
Mhm.
like to
Yep.
be there.
Yeah, and they can tell. I think they can
Mhm,
tell
yeah.
like immediately if you're like if you have lived experience or
Mhm.
not,
Correct.
Yeah.
That was my question, was how receptive they were to you coming in and offering suggestions and help.
Actually, it's a captive audience for sure. Like they're in the pocket. That's what I really liked about the jail work is they're really desperate for something different, It's like
Mhm.
it's a rock bottom for
Mhm.
most people, And
Yeah.
so they're like they got a little distance between their last use. They're for the
Yeah.
most part when I meet with them, they're like through the withdrawal period and they're already kind of thinking of ways that they can change. And so for me to come in and offer some support with that, like most of the people were eager for support with that, and so that's one of the reasons I liked it too, is like they're in that readiness to change state,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Will you share with us then a little bit about your recovery story? Like what happened for you to finally turn everything around?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So like I said earlier, like I grew up in a family with addiction. So it was just real normalized growing up. My stepdad's a drug dealer. And my mom's an addict. So it was just like I used with my parents. I sold drugs for my stepdad.
How old
Um,
were you when you started?
I probably started selling for my stepdad at like 14.
And you were using at
Yeah.
14?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I probably started using like smoking pot around 12 and then was doing pills at like 13 with my mom. And when I think about it, it's like, it's the way that my mom knew how to solve her problems.
Mm.
And so it was the way that she was teaching me how to solve my problems.
Mhm.
My mom had me at 16. So I genuinely believe my mom was doing the best she could with what she had. Oh, when I was 15, our house got raided for my stepdad. And so SWAT team tore our house up. My stepdad wound up going to prison. And then 6 months later, on Christmas Eve of 2006, I got hit by a car.
Oh.
I was 16 and was going to my aunt's Christmas party, skateboarding to my aunt's Christmas party, and wound up getting hit by a car, like a drunk driver, hit and
Mm.
run.
Oh.
Yeah, I was hospitalized for like 3 months, getting
Wow.
reconstructive surgeries on my foot and my leg. And that's where I got introduced to opiate pain medications.
Mhm.
Um, And that was just really bad for somebody that already had problematic substance use.
Right.
Like giving me all those prescriptions when I got out was just like putting gasoline on a fire.
Yep.
Mhm.
And so it just kind of progressed and progressed from there, you know. And I wound up, doing heroin and all kinds of stuff in North Philly and everything, being homeless and, all the kind of stuff that comes with addiction.
Yeah.
And excuse me, my mom found me in North Philly. She it's so crazy. I got on a train one night and my dad was on the train. My biological dad was on the train that I got onto, which is crazy in and of itself, as my mom was
Are you
calling
talking
him.
about like train hopping or
No,
okay, you
like
just got
the subway.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah.
I don't know.
No.
Well, my ex used to train hop. That's all.
No, like my dad was like a traveling hobo or something. Yeah, that's hilarious. No, yeah, that's hilarious.
You both jumped on the same train.
With our bindles. No, like a subway.
Okay.
So my mom was like looking for me and called him, and I was trying to lie to her. She was like, "Where are you?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm at the terminal or whatever." And then the train is like, "Next stop, Somerset." And she was like, "You get off that train right now." And she was like in her pajamas in the hood looking for me. And she wound up getting me and helped me get into treatment when I was like 25. And so I went to treatment in northern Pennsylvania. And then from that treatment center, they had another treatment center in Florida. And because of my family situation and not really having anywhere to go, they were like, "Look, we'll send you to Florida. You can go to one of our sober livings down there." And so yeah, I decided to do that. And
That's wonderful.
Had your mom ever gotten sober?
no,
Okay.
Yeah.
So she sent you to rehab.
yeah,
She
I was
loves
so
you that
pissed.
much.
I was so pissed. I was
I
like,
love
we
it.
should get a van and all go.
All of us
Yeah,
go, like,
like
yeah,
I was
yeah.
super pissed.
Family-
And I can look back and be super grateful for my mom doing that. And
Absolutely.
at the time though, I was just like, it felt like all these people pointing the finger at me that I was pointing the finger at as well. It just like didn't
Hypocritical.
Yeah, it was hypocritical.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was a challenge for sure, but I like looking back, like I said, I'm grateful, she-
Have you guys been able to make like some amends?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And me and my mom, now that I live pretty far from them, I feel like our relationship is better because it's hard to say no. Like if we're together, it's easy to just kind of fall
Yeah.
back into that dysfunction.
Yeah.
So separating myself from that and being out here, I've been able to talk to my mom on the phone periodically and things like that and have healthier boundaries and, not be tempted to kind of get sucked back into the dysfunction, which is nice. And when I started having kids, my mom, she makes an effort to come out every year to see
Oh,
the
that's
kids and stuff. So yeah, it's
beautiful.
really nice. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, congratulations
Oh,
on your
thanks.
sobriety.
Yeah. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
So
My,
is it 10 years?
No, so I wound up relapsing when that girl left me when I moved here. Yeah, so I'll kind of get into that a little bit. I moved here with this girl that we were getting clean together in Florida, and doing really well. And then I think her coming back here with all the people she used with was just a trigger for her. And so she wound up relapsing and leaving me. And then from the despair of, the situation, I wound up relapsing. And then I was working at Village Inn and I met my wife there. I was a cook and she was a waitress, and then got clean after meeting my wife. I got clean right after we got married. So my
Hmm.
sobriety date is my 29th birthday. It's July 14th, 2019.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah,
Congratulations.
so
That's
it's
great.
over 6 years. Thank you.
That's
Yeah, I appreciate it.
amazing.
Yeah,
Nothing like a lovely woman and little kids to make you want to stay sober.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's crazy for marrying
So-
me. But but I'm super grateful. Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to do it without her for sure.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Aw.
I love
Really-
happy endings.
Yeah.
Yes.
Happy beginnings. That's
Yeah.
happy beginnings
Yeah.
because that's
Yeah.
just the beginning of it. Everything.
Yeah, and I decided to go back to school in the middle of my relapse because the school in Moffat County was offering free tuition to
Oh,
Moffat County
yeah.
residents. So I was like, I wanted to jump on that, but I was like in a relapse and going to school for social work, and it just like was incompatible,
Yeah.
And then I wound up getting clean, like right by the skin of my teeth. I was able to get my associates, and then I wound up getting my bachelor's, and I just got my master's. And
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's
Great.
beautiful.
yeah,
It's almost like
Amazing.
it kind of gave you like an accountability
Yeah. I was
that
like,
you didn't want to be a hypocrite.
for sure.
I've done that. Like me, doing leadership and regen and stuff, it pushed me to live differently because it was eating at me
Yeah.
in ways that nothing ever had before. Nothing would work. I mean, not my kids, not, a person. It was like the accountability
Yeah.
of my own.
Yeah.
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 I liked
Yeah. I
it.
would be like, getting high with somebody and be like, oh, I gotta go to school. And they'd be like, oh, what are you going to school for? And I'd be like, to be a social worker. And they'd just be like,
And they're like,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Don't come to my house.
Yeah. So it was like, I was like, man, I have to decide what I'm going to do here. And really it was like my wedding pictures coming back because we got married May 25th of 2019. And my wedding pictures, like I look so sick and my wife looks like an angel. And
Oh.
like, I couldn't even like hang them up around the house. Like it was like torture, you know? And then I think that like started that internal like spiritual experience.
Yeah.
And really the day I got clean, it was my birthday. Nothing really crazy happened, you know, like my wife didn't like get into a fight with me or anything like that, or nothing out of the ordinary. But when she left for work, I was doing homework and it was like, I had to watch this video on psychology and said something like, if you don't give up the thing you're using as like a pacifier, you'll never like reach your full potential or something. And it just like clicked and I
Yeah.
bawled like a baby for like 8
Oh.
hours. And yeah, it was crazy. I had a spiritual experience.
That's
You're-
God. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep. You were but
That's
you were
beautiful.
you were moving towards what you were being called to do, and it was
Yeah.
like you weren't even sure why or what, but
Yeah,
And
you
that
just kept doing
that
it, which is
thing
great.
was just gonna hold you back.
for sure. And it was, you know, and it was like at first I was able to maintain school while I was doing it, but then, you know, it just progresses and everything starts getting sloppy. And
Mm.
I was at a point where it was like, I'm either going to lose everything or I really have to like address this to move forward, you know? And so, yeah, I'm grateful it worked out the way it did. For
I
sure.
love your story.
I
Yeah,
do too.
thanks.
And I
So
was going to
great.
say that's really hard. You have a rare, and particularly rare story because you didn't even have examples of like parents of sobriety.
Yeah.
You've never known what sobriety looks like.
No.
Not in your own life, not in your parents' life, not in anyone's life.
No.
And your
Yeah.
wife seems to have not given you an ultimatum. So it's like you didn't even have to get sober for anybody. So this is actually a really beautiful story
Mhm.
because it's really hard to get from the place that you came from to the place that you are. I mean,
Yeah.
because I was just talking to a lady in jail last night and she was awesome and young and a life user of crystal meth. And I was just like, gosh, like she doesn't even know, but except for a couple years out of her life, what it's like to be sober.
Yeah.
And I think that is the hardest thing. So with that under your belt, you just have so much to give other people. You're like, if you could do it,
Yeah.
like anyone could do it.
Yeah, for sure.
It's
And,
awesome.
you know, the first time I was really introduced to recovery was going to treatment. Like it was such it gave me so much hope actually. Like the people that worked at the treatment center, like they had lived experience and they would take us to meetings and stuff. And I was just like, I can't believe there's people like me that are like living these kind of lives, you know, where they have families and car payments and, you know, houses and all this
Yes,
stuff. Like
they gave
it-
you hope.
yeah, and it gave me
Yes.
a ton of hope that it was possible, you know. And then I just kept kind of messing up, and then I wound up meeting a social worker in Florida who like saved my butt, and I wound up relapsing in Florida, and I was homeless down there for a couple months. And this social worker from the treatment center that I had been at, he found me in a parking lot and saved me and like gave me a lot of hope that I could do something different. And he had lived experience, and he was the one who told me I should go to school for social work. And
Wow.
I would have never in a million years considered that if he wouldn't have told me that, you know.
Are you still in touch with him?
Yeah, you know, I stayed in touch with him. Like I let him know when I got my bachelor's degree and when I got the job in child welfare. And then I reached out to him when I got my master's, but like I couldn't find, I think his Facebook, you know, he might have gotten off social media or something. So
Yeah.
kind of lost touch with him, but I think about him all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. His name's
That's your
Roderick
angel.
Johnson. Yeah.
Oh,
He's the
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
helped me out a lot. And And it's those people, that just gave me a bunch of hope that it was possible, because I had never seen anybody change, like everybody in my life in Philly was just like, you're just in it for the long haul, and that's kind of what I expected my life to be.
And now you're going to do that for so many others.
Yeah.
I hope so, for sure.
I mean, in your job role alone, I'm
Yeah.
sure you're bringing hope to them every time you step into the jail.
I hope so. That's I definitely hope so. I think so.
Good.
For sure. I know that there's people that I've made a positive impact on, and I'm sure there's more than I realize that I've made a positive impact on. Just like all those people in treatment that made a positive impact on me, like they didn't see me really like change right then, but I think about them all the time. I think about the stuff that they said to me all the time. So
What's
I
cool
hope
about what you guys do is that you're not in it for the money.
no.
You guys are truly,
No.
it's a heart position, and that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And like, with my stepdad having gone through prison and stuff like that, like I just feel comfortable around that population, like the justice involved population. So when I had the opportunity to go in on Thursdays, I just was like, I'm gonna figure out how to make this full time, because I like, I like doing it. And reached out to probation, reached out to parole. Like I really just tried to get as involved with the justice system as I could to get more referrals, and wound up turning it into a full-time position probably within like 8 months to a year. And then, I've just kind of keep building it and growing it from there. Now I got somebody under me that I supervise, and hopefully we're going to be growing the team by another person here soon. And it's awesome.
Oh,
That is
awesome.
It's
awesome.
awesome. Yeah.
Where do you go? You go Moffat, Route, and
Moffat and Route.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you
Is-
tell us what all the health partnership categories are,
Yeah.
everything that they offer, and then tell us more about what your program offers?
Yeah, for sure. So we have care coordination, which they help people connect to healthcare resources. It's basically like case management. We have community impact, which is higher level. Like they're not working with clients, but they're working with systems. So they do trainings like the cost of poverty experience training. They'll do like provider meetings where they connect different providers together, basically connecting like organizations to each other. Then we have health coverage guides. So they help people during open enrollment connect to the marketplace.
I love that they have
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Because it's so confusing for
Mhm.
so many.
for sure.
Wait.
And they're really,
Open enrollment for what?
Health
insurance.
insurance.
Okay, thank you.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
I don't know that.
Um,
Like, what does that mean?
and then
It's a great resource. You should
Yeah.
use it.
that's
Right.
funny.
What's your number again?
Yeah. I will give you all that information.
It'll be at the end,
Mhm.
Liana.
Okay,
It'll be
good.
at the end.
Then we have recovery, which they do events, like clean and sober events. They're called Rise events now. They do one-on-one peer support. And then the Judicial Program, which is my program, and I'm trying to think if high fidelity wraparound, which is helping at-risk youth, like kids who are at risk of being removed from the home for like behavioral challenges. They basically work with those families to help those kids stay in the home.
Mm.
And so they'll like connect with all like the school and DHS or whoever
Mhm.
the child's involved with or the family's involved with. It'll kind of act as like a liaison to support the kid in staying home, which is
Oh,
a cool
that's
program.
nice.
Yeah.
It's important.
Do you work with the families as well?
Yeah. Yeah. So in my role, I can work with the people that are in jail, but also a lot of times, like, let's say it's a family, the husband goes to jail. He might be the only income or the main source of income. And so I'm able to work with the family if they're struggling with that person being incarcerated and, help them with resources, maybe, if they need rent paid or something like that or utility bills, I
Mhm.
can support them as well, for sure. Everything that we do with the health partnership's free. I want to plug that for sure.
Yeah. Free,
Amazing.
FREE, health partnership.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll be
pretty
calling.
amazing.
Yeah.
Apparently.
I will
Hold this
say
together.
It's
I
all the need.
was like motivated selfishly to do it full time. I
Mhm.
think initially it was like, how can I make this a full time thing? So it was like, that was kind of where my mindset was to start expanding it, of like getting into the Moffat County Jail, getting connected with like probation, recovery court, and then building those relationships in the community and like building community partnerships has really helped me develop it as well. So like the recovery court coordinator, she and I connected, and she has built peer support into the recovery court program now. So that's a big part of what we do in the judicial program.
Can you
Is
explain that? The recovery
recovery
court?
court? Yeah, recovery court is basically people that have drug charges. They have to be high needs and high risk. Um, and it's basically like your last chance before going to prison.
Yeah.
And so it's a rigorous program. It's hard. Like I'm a high functioning human at this point in my life, and it would be hard for me to do all the things that they expect them to do. But it's basically you start, and there's like 5 phases. And first phase is like stop using, maybe find housing. And then each phase you're kind of building your life back. So it's like, then you got to get a job, then you got to start engaging in, like outpatient treatment services or therapy, and um setting goals and all that. And so by the time they get to phase 5, like they're completely transformed. It's one of the most powerful programs I've ever seen
Wow.
in the justice system for that. Like seeing people that are hopeless when they come in and just, they have nowhere to go, can't stop using, to see them like become high functioning people, but they have to do a lot of UAs, they have to check in. You have court basically every 2 weeks, where you check in with the judge, and
Yeah.
it's like a group check in. And
But it's better than the alternative. The
Yeah,
alternative
for
is
sure.
like
It's prison.
jail.
Well,
Yeah,
do
prison.
they mandate? Does the court mandate that then,
No,
or
they're
can they
offered.
choose
They can
it?
opt in.
Okay.
And then they have to
Fantastic.
screen in. Yeah, but they're given the option to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's great. So if they really want to get clean,
Yeah.
usually it's people who are now making a decision. Like,
Yeah.
I really want to change my life, so I would like to try this.
For sure.
And then someone's kind of holding their hand and guiding them through. Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, a lot of accountability. And then
Right.
like as they phase up, they just get it's also they use basically like incentives, and then if they mess up, they get sanctions too. So they could get gift cards for doing well, having clean UAs, all that kind of
Oh,
stuff.
they get a gold star.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. But it motivates them, like
Yeah.
the one
Yeah.
guy, he likes Nikes, and so they give him Nike gift cards when he does good. And
That
there
would
was
be
another
my motivation.
Yeah.
Would be yours.
So what?
He's slick too. He like
That's
saves them
great.
up so he can get, he's always getting new Nikes. But it's really individualized too. So they tailor it. Like there was a guy, he had like 6 kids. They had a new baby, so they were giving him diapers and baby formula for his incentives. So
Wow.
it's cool. It's not like
That
cookie
is
cutter.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tailored
How many
to the
people are in that
need.
program as of now?
So it's Moffat en route, and I think it's like 10 max per
Mhm.
program, but it usually floats between 5 and 10. But it's revolving. Some
Yeah.
people graduate, other people come in. So
And how long is that program?
take like 18 months to 2 years.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But that really
That's
sets
worth
in
it.
some
Does.
new,
Yeah. Habits.
good habits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
I'm telling you, they transform. Like it's so crazy to see them in the first phase, and then to see them like, because in the beginning, some of them don't even want to be clean. They just don't want to be in prison.
Yeah.
Yep.
But then go into treatment, and you just kind of chip away at them, and then by like phase 3, they like are getting into it, and then you see them really build their life, and it's awesome.
Do
That's
you
so
do the treatment
rewarding.
here?
So they'll go to inpatient treatment all throughout the state, depending
Okay.
on what's available,
Okay.
and if they're insurance, sometimes the state will pay for it.
Do you guys help them find that too? Or
Yeah,
they have
we'll
to
help
do
them.
that?
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll help them find treatment. Me and like
So
the
happy
recovery
to
court
know about
coordinator
this.
will do it. Help them find treatment. The judge will order it. So a lot of, and especially in the beginning, it's like if they don't follow the judge's order, they risk getting out of the program and then wind up, going to prison potentially. And then they have to continue treatment when they get out through like individual therapy and outpatient services. So they're in treatment basically the whole time. But then it's like they have to find a support group. They have to do pro-social activities. They have to, have employment and steady housing, like all these things that they build upon throughout the 18 months.
But it's
So
all
good.
those little things that make this a long-term
thing.
For sure.
You know,
Yeah.
without those little things, you're such at risk for going right back to
For sure.
addiction.
Yeah, for sure. And they're really like the end phases are really trying to get them to transition because it's a lot of support. It's a lot of accountability and a lot of support. And the trick is to get them to build those things outside of the program so that when they graduate, they're not just on their own with
Right.
no
They're
accountability and no
plugged in
support system.
already.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's been the key.
Then they have more to lose at that point because
Yeah.
they've piled all these little
Yep, they formed
successes up.
relationships.
Yeah,
They
like
have their people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What we preach all the time, community,
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
and how
Do
vital
you
that
ever
is.
foresee a program like this that isn't just for the judiciary system? That's like, I feel like a program like this would work for addicts.
Yeah.
Do you see that on a bigger scale?
Yeah, there are programs like I want to say like Stout Street, and there are some longer
Teen
term-
Challenge
yeah, like
would be one.
Crossroads or
Okay.
Fort Lyons. There are programs that are really intensive, and it's
Yeah.
like you're there for like a year.
Yeah.
You know, and it's probably following a similar model of like, you
Okay.
know, you have to build your life back up,
Yeah.
and then by the time I think 30 days sometimes, like a 30-day treatment
No.
can set people up for failure
Yes,
sometimes.
I
You know,
agree with
all
you.
you do is take away their tolerance
Yep.
and then send them back into the wild.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
And be
Yeah.
like,
they're
good
at risk of
luck.
dying.
Yeah.
you know?
Go back on the street
Yeah.
in your community.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be cool though if we had something like that up here in the northwestern part of
There's-
Colorado?
Yeah, for sure.
So that we don't have to send people so far away.
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It just depends on if they're ready or not. And the thing is sadly, I feel like until you get taken to court and are forced to go to jail, you know, a lot of people don't want to make the change.
Or you
So
have that
I don't know.
spiritual moment.
I feel
you
like it
did.
would be
Yeah,
someone's last resort.
It would be beneficial.
I feel like it'd be someone's last resort because what I've been hearing lately is people have been relapsing a lot that
Yeah.
we know, and it's been heartbreaking. And the thing I've been hearing a lot is, well, I've tried everything else. I've already done this. What else is there to do? I'm just bad at this. And it's like for those people who think they tried everything else and then they still want to,
Right.
they're just defeated.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
I just
They also
sad
like
right now.
the
about-
same recovery court model they'll do for veterans sometimes, not here, but like they have like a veterans court where it's similar. They have mental health, like they call it treatment court now. It used to be called drug court, but now they're calling it like recovery court or treatment court.
Good.
So yeah, it's super cool. It's a really
Yeah.
cool model. And then getting into the Moffat County Jail, and it's just been what I love about the work that I'm doing is we're really rebuilding people's lives from scratch, you know, which is like that's my jam, you know? And you know,
Well,
I
because
moved
you did it.
Yeah, exactly, you know, and like I went to Florida with like $20 in a backpack, you know, with a couple t-shirts or something. Like I had nothing when I went to Florida. And then the same when I came here, you know, I really didn't have anything. And there's something that's so like badass about it when you do get to build your life from scratch like that I think I think people feel really proud of themselves when they come back from nothing.
Yeah.
That's
you know?
right.
Yeah.
What do you see that you're doing the most help with?
Housing.
Housing?
Yeah, housing for sure.
So is it people coming from jail, getting out,
Yeah.
and getting a place to live?
Yeah. And like the sober livings in Craig have been huge. And even like the sober livings here in Steamboat have been huge. It's a lot of sending people to treatment. It's a lot of, weirdly, it's like a lot of government documents is a big thing, like helping people get their socials and get their IDs. And, you know, they're moving around so much in the end of their addiction or before they go to jail that they wind up losing all their government documents, which makes it so hard to get a job, so hard to just, you know, kind of get back into society legitimately. So that's a big thing that we help people with too is, getting their government documents.
And that's not just like men or women in jail right now. Anyone in the community can reach out to you for help with documents.
Yeah, for sure. Yep. So like, we basically screen people when they get referred to us to make sure they get connected to the right program. So like if they're not justice involved, they might go to the recovery program instead of mine. I'm typically taking people that are justice involved.
Yeah.
Not everyone that I work with has substance use disorder, but I will say that probably 90 to 95% of the people I work with have substance use disorder. And then sometimes there's people that just need care coordination, like they're not justice involved, but usually between care coordination and recovery, they can do similar things that I do. It's just unique with judicial because I'm really helping these people build their life from scratch, you know.
And where do you see this program going next? Like, do you have dreams for where you want to take it?
Yeah, for sure. I don't see it like expanding out of this area as much as just developing. You know, like I'd really like to have like somebody embedded in each jail that's just there helping everybody transition out. You know, I'd really like to have, because recovery court, it's 14th judicial, but it's one in Moffat and one in Route. They're separate programs, different judges, same like probation, same team, but different judges, different participants. So I'd like to have like one person focused in Moffat, one person focused in Route, and basically have like specialty people on the team where it's like your whole thing is jail or your whole thing is recovery court. Because it's hard to scramble, you know, like for a few years I've been just driving back and forth to you know, throughout the counties doing it all, you know. And so I think having people that can really like develop in their niche would be what I would want to see. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So what is the probation program? How does that tie in? Do you
Probation,
help people on probation?
yeah, for
What do
sure.
you do for them?
I just get referrals from them. And so it's up to them basically, like their probation officer can make a referral to me. And then it's the same as recovery court in a sense. They're just not as high needs. You know, like there are some people, they just might need help with a month's rent, or they might need help finding, you know, some support groups, or it's so individualized. It's really like whatever they need, helping them come up with some goals and connecting the resources. So it could look so different for everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
Also
awesome.
a lot of addiction.
You guys are like angels.
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
I know.
Really?
Our little health
Yeah.
partnership angel.
I know.
But
I know.
on that note, though, of you being an angel and doing it all and driving back and forth,
Oh, tell me more.
what do well, you know, it just, my mind automatically goes to like, what do you do to take care of yourself, your mental health and well-being? Because I'm sure these stories are hard and heavy, and
Yeah.
you take these home with you. So how do you refuel your mind, soul, body?
Yeah, for sure. I'm a psycho about my recovery. Like it comes first. For sure. So I hit a lot of support group meetings throughout the week. You know, I have people that I meet with, you know, to like for my recovery. I also have people that I help with like outside of work, you know, like for my specific, I'm in like one of the anonymous fellowships, you know, and so I help people that way too, which is also like it's different because it's for free. So I get something different out of it spiritually, I think, you know.
And I guess my question to you is, you keep saying spiritual.
Yeah.
You had a spiritual encounter. Where is your heart with that? Like, are you spiritual?
Yeah, for sure.
Do you?
Yeah, I pray, I
God?
meditate, I believe in God for sure. I pray, I meditate, read a lot of spiritual literature, and
But you weren't always like that.
No.
So that came with like
came through
encountering
recovery.
different things.
yeah,
and
for sure. And I, you know, like looking back, I can like see these specific experiences I've had that have been like unexplainable without like a higher power or God, some
That
kind
make
of,
you just, you know, you have to believe.
Yeah.
yeah, like
It's
I
undeniable.
yeah, so I've had some crazy experiences where like it's just felt like God winking at me or something, you know?
Yeah.
And so that's what's kind of like helped me develop my faith and my spirituality. And then I like, yeah, I pray every day a lot. I meditate every day. That is a big part of my self-care for sure. I also like I do therapy if I need to, you know. Not I In my early recovery I did therapy like regularly. Now I'm like doing spot checks, you know, if something comes up, I'll do that. I play the drums, you know, I paint and draw and stuff like that. So definitely having like some
Outlet.
artistic outlet that I can do. Spending time with my kids, spending quality time with my family. We go to hot springs, and the health partnership's really good. They give us like wellness cards. They're basically like credit cards that we have to spend on self-care.
That's great.
Wow.
Yeah, and
That's
so
beautiful.
So smart.
What a great benefit.
yeah, it
Yeah.
can be like a gym membership or going to the hot springs or a massage, chiropractor, and so having the ability to take care of myself physically in ways I would probably neglect myself if I didn't have that, because it's like I have to spend that money on that. So, it encourages me to want to
amazing.
do it. Yeah, for sure.
I'd have
What a
no
great
problem.
concept.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
problem.
None.
Yeah. It's
Mhm.
I like have to force myself into that kind of stuff, it's
Well, it's not like you grew up doing those
No.
kinds of
Mm.
things for
Yeah.
yourself. So
Yeah.
I'm sure it feels kind of foreign.
kind of weird
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah. Um So yeah, like boundaries are something I've had to really like hone in on over the years because I think getting into this work for me, it's like I'm super empathetic. I'm a bleeding
Mhm.
heart. I really want to help people. And then like early in my career, I would go out of pocket for people. Like if I couldn't find the resource, I would just buy somebody groceries or, things like that, which it leads to burnout for sure,
Yeah.
Yep.
because if they're not grateful enough, then I get resentful or
Yep.
they start expecting it. And,
Mhm.
it's just a slippery slope.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I've had to learn the hard way through like trial and error and realizing like, oh, this is not sustainable. Like if I want to do this work long term, I have to develop better boundaries and,
Yeah. Which helps in your personal life too.
Yeah,
for
I was
sure.
gonna say
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
helps in every aspect.
Yeah, for sure.
Family too.
Yeah, and learning how to say no. Like
Yep.
this guy said something I'll never forget. He said, uh, every time you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, it was like a light bulb experience, where it helped me really be intentional about what I'm saying yes to. So like when I have to
That's
say no to
good.
a client where it would have been hard, now I can frame it in my mind like, well, I'm saying yes to my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying yes to
Yes.
my wife or
Yep.
this other thing that's important. So learning how to say no has taken years, I think,
Yes.
You're ahead of
I
me,
know.
buddy.
I
yeah,
know.
it's
I know.
I'm not perfect at it.
No, I
Yeah.
like
You're
that.
doing
That is
good.
a really good perspective.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
time you say yes, you're saying no to something else. And I come from the place where I'm like, oh, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Oh, shoot. Like,
Yeah.
I gave too many yeses.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
I'm out of
sure.
yeses.
Yeah.
Yeses.
Well, and I noticed this pattern where I would like pile my plate and then I'd get overwhelmed and then I would have to like cancel and like back out of things, which doesn't feel good. And I
Mhm.
would feel guilt and shame. And then I'd kind of be bored because I took all this stuff off my plate. So then I'd pile stuff on. And I was like, how many times am I going to do this?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I have to figure out a way to like make this sustainable and have balance and things like that. And so,
Yeah.
um,
I feel like as addicts, sometimes we get addicted to occupying our mind in other ways or our energy.
yeah.
And what I've learned the last year, particularly the last 2 years, is to be able to be okay with the peace.
Yeah. It's hard.
It was hard. Yeah.
Mhm.
But
It's a new way of living.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I like it.
I
I
do
like it
too.
almost too much. Now I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
I
Now I'm
like
by
it.
a river.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
it's
guys
gonna
are
get
never going to
so
get me out.
peaceful.
You're like, what happened to Liana?
We're moving the studio.
Yes.
Down by the river.
Yes. In a van.
No, yeah, it's that comfortability of being uncomfortable, whatever that uncomfortability is to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when we're comfortable in chaos, it's so hard to find comfortability in peace.
For
Mhm.
sure. Yeah.
But it's really important.
Yeah.
It's a nice
Yeah.
lesson.
Well, and even like when I worked in child welfare, it was like that addiction to chaos where I
Mhm.
was like, neck deep in it. And then I'd get to go home where it was peaceful, but like it gave me that like chaos that I had kind of been looking for, that I've
Yeah.
been used to in my addiction. And I still get a sense of that at work, working with the judicial population. Like there's a little bit of that, definitely not as much as child welfare, but there's definitely a part of me that's like, still drawn to it and, in
Yeah.
some ways, and so I have to just be mindful of that. And
It sounds like you're doing a fantastic job in your personal life and in your work balance life.
Yeah, thank you.
I've really enjoyed, I know you guys have, I'm speaking for y'all, your story.
Thank you.
You're
amazing.
overcoming
Mhm.
so many obstacles. I just think you have really rose to the occasion.
Well,
So I'm like
Thank
so
you.
proud of you. How does your family feel about your success?
Yeah, my family back home.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're super proud of me, super
They
proud
should
of me.
be.
Yeah, my mom's super proud of me, and just for her to not have to worry about me, and for my siblings to be able to call me and ask me for advice is huge, like
Yeah.
I've had to make a lot of amends there too. I'm older than my siblings by a lot, so they were little when I was a teenager and in my 20s, so I put them, I put them through it too a little bit. And yeah, just it's really having when my kids came, and then like my family will come out when they can, and it's really nice to bring them out here, and I own my house, so they can stay in our spare room, and the fact that I have a spare room is great.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That is.
My
Yeah.
garage today is bigger than the house I
The
grew
fact
up
that you
in.
have a garage,
Yeah, it's
that's-
like I tell my mom all the time, like, you keep it out, you'll be sleeping in the garage. But I don't mean it. They're super proud of me. It's nice. And the one thing that it's probably worth mentioning is like my recovery makes them uncomfortable too. As proud of me as they are, like it makes them uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because
Mhm.
it's like a mirror for them or something.
Yeah.
I notice that they get really defensive about whatever they're doing or not doing, and they kind of are justifying or rationalizing or lying. And so that is a bummer for me because I don't want that at all. Like I don't
Yeah.
want them to feel uncomfortable. I don't like it doesn't matter. I love them regardless of what they're doing. It doesn't matter to me. Obviously, I want them to be healthy and and well. But that is kind of a bummer, when I
Yeah.
notice that my recovery makes them uncomfortable.
It might be just them wrestling with the same thing that you wrestled with when you were getting high and going
To
to
school.
school
Yeah.
for recovery.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
So I think it's probably along that same
Yeah.
uncomfortability
Yeah, for sure.
and that inner
Dialogue,
yeah.
which
Yeah,
isn't
for
a
sure.
bad thing.
But
Yeah.
I am your mom's a hero for putting your life above hers.
Yeah.
And it seems like that's important to her. So she has everything to be proud about.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if it's you that has to lead that way, but I mean, that's what will have to happen. But she'd made that move.
Yeah.
And that was a hard thing
For
to
sure.
send your son away.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think that's really cool.
Yeah, it's so
Good for your mom.
it's so crazy. Like she and I, we were calling treatment centers, and we were basically waiting for commercials to come on TV. They would have those commercials.
Oh, wow.
It was, back in like 2015 or whatever. So we're like calling the 800 numbers, and my mom talks to this guy. I forget his name, but he basically like told my mom his story, and he helped us find a treatment center. So and my mom loved him. Like he was so sweet to her, and just reassuring her through the process and all that stuff. So then I'm in Florida, and I go to a meeting where it's a speaker meeting, and it's him.
Oh.
He was speaking, and I was like, "What are the fucking odds?"
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry.
Bleep,
Yeah, what are the
That's
odds of that?
insane.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
after the meeting, I was like, "Dude, my mom loves you." Like you talked to it, I explained it. The
Does he
connection to
remember
him.
talking
Yeah,
to you
well,
guys?
I'm not
I
sure.
mean, he
if
probably
did,
talks to a
but
million
he
people.
talked to
Yeah.
a million people, but I was like,
Yeah.
dude, you helped me get into treatment, and my mom loves you.
See, that's going to be someone coming up to you someday.
That's right.
All right, this is so crazy. So I spoke at the COAG conference at the end of October, and I just did they wanted to do like 10, 15-minute TED Talks of people with lived experience with the opiate crisis and who are doing this kind of work now. So I told my story, and I talked about that social worker in Florida, and basically how we never know who we kind of plant the seed for,
Yeah.
and like who we impact. So the next week I go into work, and I get this email from this woman who is like, "Hey, I saw you speak at the COAG conference. I also became a social worker in recovery." She was like, "But you helped my son 6 years ago," and and then sent me a picture of him. And I didn't remember his name, but I saw the picture and man, I started crying. I remember him.
Oh,
And
wow.
he's like, she said that he's doing really good. He's
Oh.
like working in Delta and, you know, still clean and sober and all that stuff. And that was like, yeah.
Makes it worthwhile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and I would have
Wow.
never known that I had that kind of impact on
Yeah.
him without her telling me, you know, so it was,
Beautiful.
It's
Yeah, it was
important
cool.
to share some of that stuff
For
for
sure.
people.
Yeah, for
to
sure.
know that what you're doing, why you still do
Matters.
Makes a
Yeah.
difference. Yeah. And it
Yeah.
matters. Yeah. So that was powerful.
And I think all of these events that the Health Partnership helps coordinate is super important, especially this time of year can be really tough for people. Community is important, plugging yourself in, making yourself uncomfortable, putting yourself in uncomfortable positions. You'll never know who you're going to meet.
Yeah.
And it's just going to keep you focused and going in the right direction.
Yeah, for sure. And especially people, you know, that might be struggling or new in recovery or
Mhm.
struggling. It can just feel like a lonely time of year maybe. And so there's definitely like you connect with us and we'll connect you with other people and, you know, yeah.
Or
Absolutely.
just
Thank
like
you for
me.
saying
Like
that.
I would just like something fun to do. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go to the Posada.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there
go
you
girl.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go meet
Yeah.
some new people because
Yeah.
that's fun.
It is
Yeah,
fun.
for sure. The bowling
Why
events
not?
are super fun. Like, yeah,
I've
it's-
actually been wanting to go to those. We should go, you guys.
Yeah, we should go.
We should do that.
yeah,
I'm
super fun.
competitive though.
She's really competitive.
I'm
Yeah.
also
See this
super
cute little
competitive.
angel right
Yeah.
here? She's not so cute and sweet when she's
On
when
the-
she's
on
trying
the
to beat
court.
you
Mhm,
or in a
mhm.
board game
That's
or
Yeah.
cards.
Yeah, it's brutal.
I'm-
Well,
I'm
it's brutal.
competitive, too.
thank you for coming
Yeah, thank
and
you guys
spending
so much.
your
Kevin.
time, you
Yeah.
know, sitting down with us. We appreciate it. And I was really excited to find out all that you did.
Yeah, thank you.
And Health Partnership in general offers so much.
Yeah, thank you
Yeah,
guys so
we'll
much
have
for
you on
having me.
again
Yeah, I
for a
appreciate it.
checkup.
Cool.
All right,
Thank
thanks.
you.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Thank you, listeners.